Well, as you may know, that Pakistan is predominantly a Muslim country, and there are minorities, including Christians. According to the law, minorities have the same rights as majority Muslim people are, but in practice, it's far from reality. Christians, we as a minority, often face difficulties and up to the point of persecution. Discrimination is very common. Many times Christians feel that we have been treated as second-class citizens. When you go for basic needs of life like education, access to primary needs like health, you can't help facing discrimination and challenges. So as a Christian, we face challenges in all walks of life. I have faced my share of difficulties growing up as a Christian, as a student, studying with all other non-Christian Muslim students. My daughters now have faced their own share, like they have often been singled out in the class. They have felt that they have been target of most difficult questions, and somehow through any discussion the point will be, or the challenge will be, their faith, and they are encouraged to abandon their faith and become like one of them. So discrimination, second-class citizen, treatment like a second-class citizen is very common in that culture. Let me give you an example that will help us to see how the Lord has been faithful and caring to us despite the many difficult situations. As you know, Pakistan is facing terrorism, and every once and then you would hear suicide bomber, attackers attacking various institutions, and nowadays their target is, they call it soft target, the Christian gatherings. That could be a worship service, worship hall, a church, or it could be a Christian institutions like a bookshop. In one of the remote areas that very near the border of Afghanistan, we have a bookstore. And one day somebody walked in and he opened his jacket, and the two guys who were in the bookstore realized that's the end of their time has come. So the suicide bomber, he was wearing a jacket, and he was sent to blow himself and destroy the bookstore. So both of them who were in the bookstore, these Christian guys, they were scared to death. And one of them, he said he lied down on the floor, praying his last words. But the other one, he picked up some courage and he said, well, before you blow yourself up, would you mind reading what is written hanging on the wall? And this suicide bomber, he said, well, I don't believe you, I don't believe your God. Why should I read what is hanging on the wall? Nevertheless, this Christian guy, bookroom in charge, he said, well, just read it. Then you can do whatever you have come to do. So he started reading, which was 1 Corinthians chapter 13. So as he was reading, his mobile phone rang. So he pulled out his mobile phone and listened to the conversation on the other side. And then he heard something, and then he put his phone down, and this is what he said to the bookstore people. He said, you are fortunate this time. I have been asked not to blow myself up. But he said, don't worry, I'm going to come back again, and then there will be no excuse. So he went away, and both these guys in the bookstore, they were so grateful to the Lord that he preserved them. A few weeks later, the same guy came back, and both these were there in the bookstore, and they said, look, he has come back again as he has said. But this time he said, don't be scared. I have not come to blow myself with the suicide bombing. Look, I am not wearing anything. And he said, I have come to tell you that what you are doing is right. He said, I have seen Jesus Christ in my dream. And I now believe that Jesus Christ is the Lord. And he said, I have given up my faith and I'm the follower of Jesus Christ. And he said, well, just know that those people whom I have been working with, they're going to kill me. But I have come to tell you that you are at the right path and continue to follow it. So these are the things that the Lord is doing. Miraculously, He is changing, touching people's lives. And that encourages us to press on in our faith.